Welcome to the Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach here at Missouri Baptist University, Iris Dixon. I'm Harry Schrader. Glad to be with you again here on the Spartan Digital Network. And you guys have a couple games under your belt now and starting to feel your way through the beginning part of the season. What have you kind of picked up and learned about your team so far?
Well, that one, we'll never quit, and two, that we got to keep pushing. We got to keep working to get better. Only a few games into the season, there's always room for improvement.
As you guys get closer to conference play, and I know you have a conference game tomorrow, those games are actually worth like twice as much, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you play a conference game, that's in the books, and we are preparing ourselves for to get to the conference tournament. So each game is definitely important.
You guys play in the gym across the campus there, and there's not a million students on campus. How important is it to get the students out behind your team?
That helps tremendously. I mean, when the fans and the support is there, I think it just elevates the players, twice as much, and they want to play for themselves, play for the team, play for each other, and play for the fans.
When I look over your numbers and all that, one thing stands out to me that I'm nervous about. All right, early on, 3-point shooting. Talk to me about your perimeter game so far and what you expect from your perimeter players.
Well, we're not a big 3-point shooting team. I mean, we have some 3-point shooters. It's not necessarily a concern for me. If we have the opportunity to take those shots, we would do it. But we want to get in the paint. We want to get those easy buckets that we can. So it's not a major concern for me. However, we do work on shooting from the perimeter, specifically from the 3-point line.
So talking about your perimeter players, are they the kind, I mean, where do you guys, I guess what I'm thinking about is your defense. Is it the perimeter people that have to set the tone there, or are you depending on your big folks to kind of keep the people out of the middle?
We're depending on all of them. We stress help side defense, one on ball, four and help. We want to keep the ball out of the paint, and that comes with help defense. That's from the bigs and it's from our guards.
When you've played 3 or 4 games now, and we're knee deep into the shot clock situation, how's that working for you? The change to the quarters, how do you like all that?
Honestly, it's fine. The quarters, it's not an issue. It actually works in our favor. We're able to, work hard for 10 minutes, get a break, and then go back at it. The shot clock has not been an issue. We practice every day against the shot clock, so we are accustomed to how we work against it.
Injuries are a part of the game and a part of the season. Recently, you got Angela Talley back. What does she provide for the team after missing the first couple?
Explosiveness. She's very athletic. She can jump out of the gym. Sometimes we have to help her not jump so much.
So that was the problem I always had.
But definitely an explosive player for us, comes in on the boards for us big, and can manage to finish the layup. I tell her all the time, if you sprint the floor every single time, that's a layup for you every single time.
Ariana Cook played at Oakville. She also played at Jennings. How did you keep track of her and get her here?
Well, we're always looking locally. She's from the St. Louis area. She went to Three Rivers, and so it was good to be able to get her back home.
She's a good player, good basketball programs in high school. Do you recruit players or programs or both?
A little bit of both. We look at the programs and the players that have coming from that, and then we look at the players as well, what they have contributed with those programs, and then just overall. So a little bit of both, yeah.
Early on, obviously, we talked last week about Jerica Hawkins and all that she has to provide for you, but talk about some of the ladies that have stood out early, and then we're going to talk about Stevens in just a minute.
Well, of course, Jerica, she has stood out, had a tough game against Lindsey Wilson, got into some early foul trouble, but, we're working on that because fouls are going to be an issue with the way, things are being called and the difference in the foul situation this year. So we've been working on that. Of course, we have our players, Taylor Klingerhofer, Dana Jenkins, we have our bigs inside, Maddie White, Kennedy Smith, and we have those coming off the bench in terms of Cherish Walton and other players that have stepped up. So we're looking to, with the 10-minute quarters, we're able to get people in and out, and our goal is that once they're in there, they make an impact until they come out.
She's a good coach. When I ask her who's standing out, she lists about 3/4 of the roster, so that's really good. Conference season, you get a conference game tomorrow against Stevens. Tell me a little bit about Stevens College.
Well, Stevens, they've been out in our conference for a while. They're not a team to be underestimated. They're not a team to be taken lightly. We're going to their home court, And it's when you're away, it's always a struggle to get going. And so that's going to be the focus in practice today, that we've got to go down there and prepare to play, to compete against them. We cannot take them for granted by any means.
Is there something in particular about Stevens you think, man, I think we could exploit this, or we're going to struggle about this?
Well, I think just being on the road. They're on their home court. They don't have to travel. We do. We got to get down there, and providing the weather holds up, hopefully we'll have good travel weather, and we can get there and get situated and prepare to go.
When I look at your numbers too, your scoring is spread out pretty evenly. I mean, you've got a couple people that stand out, but a lot of people 5 and 6 points a game here in the early going. Is that by design, meaning like we've got to get everybody involved?
Well, that would be ideal, to get everybody involved. We do have our standout players, but if we can get everybody contributing on the board, scoring-wise and rebounding-wise, that makes a complete team.
First conference game of the year, Thursday, for the Lady Spartans. Do we call them Lady Spartans, or are they just Spartans?
Just Spartans. I do like Lady, but we'll just go with Spartans.
I just want to be correct.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
All right, that's your Coach's Show with Iris Dixon. I'm Harry Schrader. You've been watching it on the Spartan Digital Network.